Greetings folks, this is Ronwise Gamgee and welcome to the D20 System Development Vlog. In this video, I will talk about gimmicks, the topic that I've alluded to since some videos prior. Gimmicks in D20 are simply the term I use for the features that are tacked on to the core fundamentals of the system. Think of feats and class or monster features in D&D. In D20, those are gimmicks. In D&D and its imitators, their gimmicks are more necessary because of their quasi-board game combat design philosophy, which is if the rules don't say you can do that, then you can't. In D20, however, the rules and game mechanics allow you to do pretty much whatever is within your character's capabilities. And while combat is still segmented into 3-second rounds, you can do 3 seconds worth of activity on your turn. Not one action, one move, one bonus action, and one reaction. Not 3 actions with certain actions taking up 2 or 3 of those actions. 3 seconds worth of activity. With that amount of flexibility already baked into the fundamentals of the system, gimmicks aren't quite as necessary a function in order for D20 to work, but they can flavor it so you can get that extra kick, so to speak. In fact, that's how gimmicks should be considered, as spices used to complement the main dish, rather than being necessary to give it any flavor at all. In the D20 lexicon, gimmicks are a type of add-on, which I'll expand upon in a later video. And like with spices, gimmicks aren't meant to smother the core rules and game mechanics, only complement them. Otherwise, you may as well make your own system, like I'm doing. So what is a gimmick? In D20, a gimmick is a game mechanic permutation that does one or more of the following. Improves already existing game mechanics in ways other than upgrading attribute and class dice. Allows the use of multiple pre-existing game mechanics to be used simultaneously, and provides narrative justification to do things that ordinary humans can't do. In essence, perform miracles. Now that we know what a gimmick is in D20, we need guidelines on making gimmicks. Although D20 will have numerous sample gimmicks to choose from, there is no special sauce to creating them. This also goes for feats and class features in D&D and its imitators as well. So when you're buying their latest supplement with a slew of new classes, specializations, doodads, and gizmos, you're simply giving them money so you don't have to take the time to create your own material. I.e., you're behaving like a consumer rather than a creative. But I digress. Let's use two sample templates for creating gimmicks, which actually come from Fate Core and Fate Accelerated. The first sample template focuses on gaining or granting a bonus die under specific circumstances, or imposing a penalty die to another under specific circumstances. The format for the first sample template would be as follows. Because I, open bracket, describe some way you are exceptional, have a cool piece of gear, or otherwise awesome, close bracket, I get a D4 bonus die when I, open bracket, perform a specific action in the narrative, close bracket, in order to, open bracket, describe a specific objective, close bracket. So here are 2 examples of gimmicks created with this first sample template. Because I am a smooth talker, I get a D4 bonus die when I speak to someone at least indifferent towards me in a confident and charming manner in order to try to get someone to do my bidding. Or because I am a lover of puzzles, that's quite a title to have over you, I get a D4 bonus die when I encounter a puzzle, riddle, or similar conundrum in order to solve it. If the specific objective is especially restrictive, it will be feasible to get a D6 bonus die instead of a D4 for this type of gimmick. The second sample template focuses on letting you make something within the narrative be true, to do something cool, or otherwise ignore the usual rules in some way, either once per combat or encounter, once per rest period, once per day, or once per session. Typically, the stronger or more useful the gimmick is, the rarer its uses per session. The format for the second sample template would be as follows. Because I, open bracket, describe some way that you are exceptional, have a cool piece of gear, or otherwise awesome, close bracket, once per, open bracket, specified time unit, close bracket, I can, open bracket, describe something cool that you do, close bracket. And here are two examples of gimmicks created using this second template. Because I am quick on the draw, once per combat, I can choose to go first in a conflict in order to draw my weapon or arrow and strike or fire at my opponent. Because I have a great inner strength, once per session, I can take my turn to catch my breath and roll all of my class dice and restore the sum in spent grit points. As I mentioned before, the stunt creation methodology for Fate Core and Fate Accelerated is one way for you to create gimmicks. You can find gimmicks in other systems, such as Savage Worlds Edges, the different types of features you unlock in Cypher system, feats from D&D like 3rd and 4th edition, Pathfinder 1st and 2nd edition, or any other system, and easily modify them to fit D20's design and integrate them into your own gaming group. With regards to this, I would suggest that you borrow from other game systems that you're most intimate with in order to minimize unbalancing the game. And speaking of balance, while there is no exact science on how to balance gimmicks against each other, nor should there be, the rule of thumb regarding the potency of a gimmick is this: the more powerful or useful the gimmick, the greater the cost of using it, whether it's in uses per session, grit expenditure, activating with an action test with or without penalty dice, suffering from an affliction, creating narrative complications, taking a really long time to actually activate, and so on. If you like or dislike anything you've seen in this video, please give it a like or a dislike and leave a comment. Subscribe if you want to support my channel, and if you really want to support my endeavors, head over to my Patreon and become an appreciated trooper. The link is in the description. Until then, folks, take care and play to find out what happens.